Brilliant hands coming in. Hands coming in. Good evening, ladies and gents. It is the 27th of October. It's the Follow the Trader series. My name is Njabulo Nsibande. Simon is still in the UK 100 trade. Let's just bring back. He's still in the. Just bring back. Cool. Simon is still in the UK 100 trade. That's where he got triggered. It's been trending up nicely, and I think when you're looking at the broader picture, it has broken a longer term resistance, came back to retest it around that seven simple moving average, and yeah, I think we off to the races on the UK 100, and he's also still long Hong Kong 50. He's in the money, so the UK 100 trade is $78 in the money, which is quite chunky. The Hong Kong 50 also still in the money, broke a long term resistance there. Let's see if it will close below that 21 simple moving average over the next few days, but I don't think it will, but let's see if it does. Also, the trade still in the money, around $58 in the money. He's also long S&P. um, that's looking quite lekker. That's looking quite lekker. And that's $90 in the money. And Nasdaq is also long, still long Nasdaq. And that's modestly on the money. And I think we're still going to fight that 15,600 point level. If we can break that level, I think this trade will be quite a profitable one. And that is still modestly in the money, around $27. And the EXT 50. Do I have it? Okay, that's what I'm missing. Let's quickly get that one. The Eurostox 50. Uh, just also looking quite lekker. Modestly in the money, around $11 in the money. Let's see if that resistance. Yeah, I think if it can take out that 4200 that 4200 level resistance, I think he'll that this will train this trade will one that will run for quite a bit. Ladies and gents, feel free to pop questions on the Q&A box or the chat box as we go along. If they time sensitive, I'll park them to the end. If they're not, you know the drill, must. I haven't been stopped yet. I haven't been stopped in any of the trades that I'm in. Um, so just gonna straight be looking at uh, uh, the open trades, kicking off with UPSA forming a nice ascending triangle pattern here. I'm still battling with that 50 to exponential moving average. However, holding that support of the ascending triangle pattern, I think we'll see the stock run to retest that 154 level um, over the next couple of weeks or months or so. Perhaps some news announcement um, that would power the stock forward. But I'm still forming a nice decent base, nice continuation base on ABSA. Now looking at Aspen. Similar story, really. I think there's a bit of psychological buying around that, creating that ascending triangle pattern there, holding that the support of the ascending triangle quite well. I'm still waiting for the breakthrough at 274 because I have a position right up there. So it's going to be quite a wait for me, but I think we will test that once the 274. Um, Not too bad a trade for a short term trade to target that 274 level. Astral Food also forming an ascending triangle pattern. holding the base of rather that uptrend support of the ascending triangle pattern, and I think we'll come back to that 186 level. I'm waiting for a breakthrough that 186 level, at which point I raise my stop to around 175 and add to my position. Astral food looking not too bad in recent weeks. Balo looked like it was breaking through that 127 level, but still looks like there's a fair bit of selling happening there. If we can break through that 170, 127 level, I'll first raise my stop to 177 to counter for volatility if it may come. If we jump back to the weekly charts, apologies, ladies and gents. We have load shedding, so I'm using backup battery, and network is not too great. Usually, when I use the backup battery, not a clue why. And I think if we can get up, as you can see, we have a nice area of memory around the 131 level, and if the stock can break that 131 level, I'll be off to the races. And I think that 174 level is not a ridiculous level to have as a target. But I will, just be riding the trend all along. Um, Looking for that 131 level. So if we get a breakthrough that 127 and some change level, I'll add to my position with a stop loss around that 117, and then wait for a close through that 131. At which point I'll raise my stop to 121 and add to my position. But the world not looking not too bad at the moment. Bitcop also not looking too badly. In fact, let me just jump into a weekly chart. It looks This pattern looks slightly better in the weekly chart. So nice ascending triangle pattern. It broke through, came back to test what was resistance of the ascending triangle pattern. Now I'm just waiting for a close through the top of where that ascending triangle started from, around the 325 level. If I can break through 325, I'll add it to my position and raise my stop behind me. Looking fairly decent as Bitcop. Looks like the market is slowly coming back to life, for especially for us longer term, uh, for us who are looking at the longer term pictures, looking at those real trends, looking like they're starting to redevelop. So if you can break through that 335, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to just below that 50-day exponential moving average, waiting for that 352 level to break after that point. Oh man. Apologies for that. Apologies, I got kicked out of the network. If you guys can still hear my voice and see my screen, please someone raise the hand or pop a message in the Q&A box or the chat box so that I know that we still. If someone can just quickly pop me a message or raise the hand. In the meantime, I'll continue to open the next. Guys, if you can see my screen and sorry, if you can see my screen and you can hear my voice, please raise your hand on the Zoom application or pop me a message on the Q&A or chat box. I got disconnected there for a second, so I just want to make sure that we're still together. My internet is quite unstable today. Okay, brilliant. Hands are coming in. Thank you very much, guys. Um, Let's try that. Hammond, please let me know if the sound is still a problem. Is if it still does persist, I'll keep monitoring keep monitoring that. In the meantime, we had a nice breakthrough on a breakout on Richmond. I added to my position and raised my stop quite nicely. I'm waiting for a close through that. I'm waiting for a close through the 189 level to add to my position and raise my stop behind me, perhaps to, to just below the doji candle there, perhaps just below that gap and drive, when I get a close through that 189 level, perhaps forming a nice head and shoulders pattern. You can see the stock coming back. We'll see. But Richmond is looking fairly decent at the moment. Discam looking like it's forming a long, head and shoulders pattern with that consolidation there, forming the left shoulder, and now we have the head there. We'll see. We have a bearish engulfing candle today. Um, Still finding some resistance there around the 32 rand level, so we can break through the 32 rand level, add to my position, and raise my stop to around 31 rand. Uh, that's if the low of this bullish engulfing candle isn't taken out between now and then. But for now, at 31 rand and some change, looks like a quite a decent place to place a stop loss. Just now looking quite well, traveling up in that uptrend channel there. Look like there's a fair bit of psychological buying coming in. Defending the price around that 50 to exponential moving average. I suppose we're going to have to wait for that Heineken deal to either come through or fall off. Um, but the stock is looking quite good, holding a 50 day exponential moving average. Um, so if you can break through that 190 level, that's the level I'm still waiting for. If the stock can break that, hey, wait a minute, there you go. If the stock can break that 189 level or 190 level, I'll add to my position and raise my stop. But we'll see. We'll see in time where I'm raising that stop to, because I'm anticipating the stop to kind of bounce between the support of that up channel there and that 189 level. So I'll probably be getting better levels of placing my stop loss between now and then. And I'm not in a hurry, and this could take a fair bit of time to break that 190 level. And I think there on Distal, if you're not in already, these levels aren't too bad to put up a position with a stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average, type 1. And if you're chasing for a target, that 190 level is not too bad a place to have as a target. So Glencore has been moving and looks like it's starting to form a bit of a consolidation there. Um, let's see if this prior resistance will hold as support. Let's see if this what was resistance will hold as support, and if it does, if it holds like it did here, I think we will start to see the stock really start to run up higher. So I'm gonna wait for a close through back above my last entry, and then I'll add to my position, and based on whether or not this what was resistance hold as support, I'll have that guide me as to where I'm placing my stop loss. But for now, just below these lows here, holding that support is not too bad a place to draw my stop loss to. Investec not looking too badly, not looking too bad. Broke out of that pennant. They came back to hold what was resistance, held it as support with a nice bullish engulfing candle there. Looks like it remembered that last high close there, holding it again as resistance there. That if you remember the doji that then played out with I suppose three black soldiers. So if you can break through that level, if you can break through that what is it, 68 rand level, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to just below that upslope there. Just below what was that resistance there. But if it breaks not too convincingly, I'll just raise my stop to just below that bullish engulfing candle there. But this level, this 64 rand level, looks quite decent, a place a stop, and I do expect the stock to come back to retest around that 64 rand level, but we'll see what's going to happen between now and then. Um, these hospital stocks started to bounce back after I believe it was Mediclinic results, coming in with quite strong results there. I think the revenue was up 12%. And then, if you're looking at the pent up demand of elective surgery coming back into the market, as COVID restrictions and, people getting vaccinated and the country starting to open up a little bit more, we'll see these health stocks start to take clients back into those elective surgery tables. So I think we'll see the stock break. If we can get a break above the 25 rand level, 24.90, I'll add to my position with a stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average, around that 23 rand and some change. Mediclinic looking fairly decent. It was that gap and drive there that caught me in. As I said, the company came with quite strong results. So I'm waiting for a close back above that last entry of mine. At which point I'll add to my position and raise my stop to around that 65 rand. And I think we'll be off to the races. But these health stocks there's still quite a bit of uncertainty happening. Um, so it's approach with caution, man. Approach with caution. New Metro coming back, slipping back below that 50-day exponential moving average. We had a nice doji yesterday, followed by a green candle, which is quite positive. Let's see if it comes back above the 50-day exponential moving average. If it does, the likelihood of it breaking that, the likelihood of it breaking uh, um, that 21 rand level is fairly high. So I'm going to wait for a close through that 21 rand level and add to my position and raise my stop behind me. MTN Group is another one that I'm going to have to wait for quite a bit, but forming a nice ascending triangle continuation pattern there. Waiting for a close through, a breakthrough that flat top there, um, through that 143 level. And if you extend the triangle from its broadest point, it gives you a nice 22% return around that 174 level. Not too bad a target. So if you can break through that 143, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to around that 132, just below that 50-day exponential moving average. Um, and I think this will probably take a week or two to play out, but we'll have to be quite a bit patient around this position. Another ascending triangle pattern, still battling with that 50-day exponential moving average, and we now at so when, typically an ascending triangle pattern has to break out two-thirds of the way in if you project it to that apex point, and we more or less around that area now. So if you can break through if buyers can win that battle around the 50 exponential moving average and we can have a breakthrough, I'll start to add to my position. But I'm gonna wait for. Okay, let me delete that. I'm gonna wait for a close through that 185 level. If you can get a breakthrough that 185 level, I will add to my position and raise my stop to just below that traffic there, just below that 50 exponential moving average. Um, Netbank looking fairly decent. The banks are looking quite good, but they require a fair bit of patience before these trades can play out. Nepero Castle also in an ascending triangle pattern, battling with that 50-day exponential moving average. And I think if buyers can win that battle and break and ultimately break through that 106 level, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to around that $100 level. Um, on Nepera, these property stocks at some point they will start to run as the country starts to open up. The question is, when is that happening? When is that happening? And when I suppose the big asset portfolio managers coming into the property space, perhaps looking at the discount to NAV and the like. Or mutual, refinding that resistance there, but coming back to 50-day exponential moving average, holding it, defending the price as well. I'm going to be waiting for a close through. Let's look at what that price is. I'm going to wait for a close through 17 Rand. Let's get rid of that for now. If we can get a close through 17 Rand, I'll add to my position with a stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average, around 15 Rand or so. Um, Not looking too badly on Old Mutual. Pepco looking fairly good. Looking fairly good. I was drawing boxes. I was just cleaning charts to today just to see. It's just to get a much cleaner picture. But Pepco looking good. Let's delete that for now, and let's kind of draw these boxes again. So if we have that as our box, yep, we're gonna have to wait for the stock to break through. Let me just change the color of that. It's green. Just I'm waiting for the stock to break through that 25 rand 64 level, going into a higher box. At which point I will add to my position with a stop loss just below that traffic there, just below this current box here, looking fairly decent, unless of course the market gives me a much better place to place a stop or add to my position prior to that. But waiting for a close through that 24 and 64. Pick and Pay also forming a nice base there, a nice ascending triangle pattern after having broken through there, broken through, hey, through that resistance and coming back to hold it as support, looking quite quite decent. So I'm waiting for a stock to come back above that my last buy area, and then I'll add to my position, raise my stop just below that 50-day exponential moving average on that 56 rand and some change, looking fairly decent on Pick and Pay. Remgo consolidating at the moment, finding itself in a sideways pattern. I think forming and a flat, a horizontal flag. I'm gonna wait for a breakthrough that flag. That becomes irrelevant for now. So I'm gonna wait for a breakthrough that 140 level, and look for a decent place to place my stop. But that 133 isn't too bad to place a stop, but I'm sure I'm gonna have an even better level to place a stop loss there. It's just want to bring that out of the way. There you go. Rand Merchant Investment Holding. It's another trade I added on this morning. Um, yeah, added on this trade this morning after it broke through that resistance there, looking fairly decent, and also closed through a strong area of memory. Um, so yeah, looking fairly good. Closing through that support level there. So now I'm gonna wait to see if if it remembers again that 41 rand level. If it bounces, it holds at resistance at first and then closes through it, I'll then add to my position, and continuously raise my stop loss behind me. This rand merchant trade is looking starting to look fairly decent, but we'll have to wait and see. It was a sense announcement that pushed up the red merchant high. I didn't see the sense announcement. Herman, if you can pop in the chat box, what was the sense announcement around? Yeah, but I haven't seen that sense announcement. I'll check it out straight after the series today. Sunlam also holding that 200-day exponential moving average. The stock is just going nowhere slowly. And now currently, flirting with that 50-day exponential moving average, staying on the right side of that 50-day exponential moving average. So I'm still waiting for a close through that 65 rand level, at which point I'll add to my position and raise my stop to around 60 rand and some change, just below that 50-day exponential. That's 200-day exponential moving average. Sunlam looking quite decent at the moment. SAPI is a position I started building this morning after it broke through that ascending triangle pattern, looking quite decent. In fact, this was the resistance there that I was looking at on SAPI. Now I'm waiting for the stock to close through that 21 rand level. Looks like it wants to come back and retest that old resistance to see if it holds its support. Yeah, we'll see over the next couple of days or so. But at the moment, I'm still waiting for a close through that 51 rand level to add to my position. But I'm expecting the market to remember that 51 rand level first. So still gonna stay pretty much in that 51 rand, 40 rand range for a bit longer. Still hasn't still not off to the races as yet. So the sense announcement on Red Merchant was around results not being too horribly bad. Suppose you're right. The market was expecting much worse news than that. Sasso holding that 50-day exponential moving average. After it continuously it has been moving quite nice. It's just that consolidation happened for way too long and I got stopped out there, but I jumped back into that position. Now I'm waiting for close through that 299 level. If you can break through 299, I'll add to my position and raise my stop to just below that 50-day exponential moving average, around that 254 rand level. ShopRite, not too bad, not too bad as well. Holding that ascending triangle support there. As support, I'm still waiting for a close through that 190 level. If you can get a close through 190, I'll add to my position and raise my stop behind me. I'll be guided by that um, ascending triangle support where I'll be placing my stop. But ShopRite looking fairly decent at the moment. Standard Bank forming that nice bull flag, around that 50-day exponential moving average. There's a massive tug of war between buyers and sellers around that 50-day exponential moving average. You're gonna have to wait and see who wins that battle. In fact, I'm gonna lower my entry point to around my last entry. If you can get a breakthrough that 145 render level, add to my position with a stop loss just below that traffic there around that 134 rand, excuse me, around that 134 rand and some change level, looking not too bad, looking not too bad. Looks like there's a fair bit of buying happening around that Standard Bank stock share. Ladies and gents, I'm nearing towards the end. I'm only a stock away from getting to the end. If you have some chat requests or stocks that you want to you want us to look at, feel free to pop them in the Q&A box or in the chat box so that we can have a quick gander before we close off. Telkom also moving quite nicely. It did remember that prior resistance around that 48 rand level. So I'm gonna wait for a close through that level and add to my position with a stop loss around that 46 rand level. Looking quite good as the company is looking for more value unlock on Telkom. I think there's quite a bit of legs. Hammond is asking my view on Telkom. The longer term view, I suppose, over the next call it 3-4 years. I think the stock has quite a bit of legs to run, especially as the company looks to value unlock some of these assets that they have. For example, OpenServe, they're looking to unbundle OpenServe, and they're also looking to unbundle the towers business, and there's quite a bit of value there on OpenServe as the expansion of the fiber technology expanding into more areas in the township, and the telecom will be quite well positioned to enter that market. Um, Fundamentally, I think the company is looking fairly decent, and technically, the technical picture is also just is also looking quite great. And looking at the longer term view, man, this looks very good after having broken through that base, that staying above that 200-day exponential moving average. And I think you know, I think it's on the right side of the support, and I think there's quite a fair bit of legs on Telkom. You can reasonably target that 80 rand, 85 rand levels. Not in a hurry, but you can reasonably target those levels on Telkom. I'm liking this Telkom share quite a bit. I'm liking this Telkom share quite a bit. And last but not least, on as far as my open trades is concerned, transaction capital. If this can load. It looked like it was breaking through to a higher box today. I did have a quick gander. Intraday, it did look like it was breaking through, but as it turns out, gave us a bearish engulfing candle. I think it's going to come back to test that 42 rand base of this current box. I'm just gonna wait for for the stock to come back above 45 rand. Look, but it's looking fairly decent. If we can break through 45 rand, I'll add to my position with a stop loss raised to around that 40 rand and some change. Ladies and apologies for that. I got kicked out again, but I'm back. Ladies and gents, if you have questions or some charts you want to look at, feel free to quickly pop them in the chat box or the Q&A box. We can have a quick gander. But otherwise, I'm not seeing questions coming in. Cool, I'm not saying so. We're going to park it here. The video will be up in a couple of hours on the VillageTrader YouTube channel. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like the video, share the video with others. I apologize for dropping in and out of the webinar. Escom is not liking us at the moment, and using backup battery, my network isn't too great. But it's been great, man. Thank you for taking the time to spend with me. Let's do this again next week. Have a great evening, ladies and gents. Cheers.